Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now I showed you this die set on my Love From Lizi unboxing the other day. It's a fun fold die set and you can go in either direction. And you've got all these little embellishment pieces and stuff for it, but we're just gonna make a real simple one tonight. I didn't have a lot of time. I had the boys all evening. We had a little pizza party and just kind of played, and they were having a good old time. And I was thinking they were going to stay all night and try to get them situated, and they just wouldn't. And so I wound up taking them home, and I thought, well, I've got this stuff die cut out. Let's go ahead and make a card. So it's going to be a quick one. So this is the base layer, and you can see you've got some stitch detail there in the middle, right there where my fingers are. But we need some scoring so that we can bend it. So I'm going to go get my scoreboard and bring it in, and we're going to score it up, and then we're going to start assembling our card. So I had to run and get it. It was in my cabinet. And we'll bring it in, and I'm just going to flip it on the reverse side, and I can kind of see the line, and so I'm just going to score it. I actually scored it at 3 inches. And I had a real easy time at the top, and then I was like, I really didn't want to score the heart, but I needed to line it up. So I just lightly kind of went across there and then kind of followed the grid and then just scored it heavily on the other side. And it's got a little bit of a score on the heart, but not enough that it matters because we're going to cover it up. So I'm just going to bend it there. And then we're going to bring in our pieces, and we are going to get them assembled. Now I'm going to kind of show you this piece here actually cuts out the middle and then a frame. I wasn't expecting that when I cut it out, so I went ahead and cut it out in 2 different colors. We've got the red to frame, and then we've got our stripe for our pattern paper. And then it did that on the heart here in the center, and it did it on the bottom as well. So you can really bring in some different pattern paper or cardstock or whatever and just really embellish it up. So we're just going to get all of these pieces laid down on here. And because I used 2 different colors, I used the solid red and then the stripe, I actually have a full other set that I can make a second card with. This would be a fun set because it makes little, I don't know, I guess they're like, well, maybe they're like 3x3 cards. I didn't measure, maybe they're, I'm looking at them on my grid mat. It looks like it's pretty close to 3x3. Anyway, these would be cute little Valentine's cards for school if you had the time to do this. And if you did your multiple colors, you could get 2, of the patterns out of each one of your presses and just kind of mix and match them. And I think it could be a fun little Valentine's card on there. In fact, you could even stick a little, like a sucker on the back of the heart or something like that, or some kind of little treat for the kids. But anyway, I'm going to get this assembled, and I decided to go ahead and just run just a bead of glue on this outline first, and then to lay my colored cardstock on the inside of it. And this is a really thin strip, so I've got the fine point on my Barely Art glue, and I'm just trying to run it along there. And really this came together pretty quickly. I had die cut this out, I think late last night, when I was messing around in my craft room. I had done a little bit of cleaning, and I was like, oh, it was just laying there, and I thought, I ought to see what these do, because I really wasn't sure how the die worked. I just picked it up. Whenever I have my Love From Lizi kit coming, we have a chance to order and have purchase and have them stick it in the kit for the shipping. And so I saw that, and I thought, well, it's Valentine's Day. Let's just pick that up. And I wasn't sure. I even kind of panned Lizzie's channel to see if she had a video on it. I couldn't find one. So then I just went back to it and looked at the pictures and kind of got an idea. And then I decided, well, let's just go ahead and die cut it out and see what it does. So I did that last night and kind of laid everything together. And then after I just took the boys home, and they're probably off to bed now. They probably settled down once they got home. But anyway, I thought, well, I'm not exactly ready for bed yet, so I'll go ahead and just put this card together and see what we come up with. Now, the pattern paper is from Cat Scrappiness. I have several packs of her pattern paper, and this was actually in one of those I think they're like bright Christmas pattern packs is what it's called, a bright Christmas or a bold Christmas or something like that. It's one of her Christmas packs. But I thought the pattern was so fun, and I thought it would look cute with the red, and also that green cardstock I thought would just, because it has that color in the pattern, I thought it would just pop. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of struggling. I've kind of stretched the die when I laid it down there, and it's not fitting the inside piece. So I'm going to move it a couple times and get it kind of moved over to where I can get my my pattern paper to fit inside that cardstock and get it laid down on there. And I'm just moving it over so I can get it laid down. They're pretty thin, and so I just kind of stretched it apart when I went to glue it down on the paper. So I don't know, maybe you put the inside piece in first because it's a little bit more substantial, and then lay the smaller piece around it. You know, just do it however you like, but I think maybe that would have helped if I'd have done that. But I think I even pry it up again and move it and then just get it to lay right, and then I'll glue it back down. So fortunately it wasn't completely glued yet, and I've got this pick tool and I'm just kind of running it underneath there and lifting it up so that I can just kind of move it over where it needs to go. And this has got a lot of little embellishments and stuff that you can put with it. I'm going to use the Love You, but it's also got thank you, it's got florals, it's got a butterfly, just a lot of really cute things. But I'm just going to do the Love You because I was thinking for some little Valentine's cards, and I'll use that on here. So I'm going to just kind of follow suit with what I've been doing and lay down the little thin frame, and then I'll put the pattern paper on the inside of it. And then we'll be ready to add our sentiment, and this is going to come together very quickly. There we go. So, I mean, my video's just about 11.5 minutes, and that includes a couple of pictures, an intro and an outro, so not too bad. And we're going to get that laid down on there. You can see that paper is double-sided. I think it's some white snowflakes on the green on the back side. Now, I'm not making with the other one. I had this ready to go, and I thought, well, I'd just do this one and kind of give you an example of it. But this die set is available at Love From Lizi. I will link it in the description box below so you can check it out. And she's also got a real fun Love to Bake kit that's coming out for February. She'll ship it after the first of the month, but super fun kit if you like baking and all of the little kitchen utensils. There's little mixers and scales and spatulas and whisk and just all kinds of fun stuff in that particular kit. So this is the little Love You, and it has the shadow is really nice because it's got like a raised and a lowered area. The raised area is where you're going to put your letters, and then there's like a frame around it. I'll actually hold it up so you can see it, but it makes it very nice so you can know exactly where to lay your letters down, just the way that the die is made. It is a bit different than some of your just kind of flat shadowed dies. This one's got some dimension to it. So we'll get the V and the E laid down on there, then we'll get our U put together. Now, it just has one U, and so I've actually got the love and the U still attached. I knew I was going to make it for this card, so I thought, well, I can just die cut it all out at once. But if I want to use the thank you, I'm going to have to separate the U from the love. I just didn't do it for this purpose, but so it's a very kind of a universal set because you could do a thank you card on there or a love you card, and there's butterflies and flowers and different things that you can add to it. So it could be a really fun little set. I think you could make almost like a heart wreath out of it because of the floral elements that are in there. I think you could do that, and that would be super fun. So here I'm showing you, you can see how it's raised and lowered on there, and it helps you to lay the letters down on there just how they need to go. So we'll just get this O glued up and get it laid down on there, and then we'll add our U to it. Now this was this cardstock, the green, was some Michaels, and I thought I've got a lot of that left, and I'm going to start using it up. I mostly use Spellbinders But for this, I thought I'll just use the Michaels. But I'm going to start using some of that up and trying to move it out of my craft room. So you could put the Love You on the heart, which is what I'll do after I stick it to my finger. Or you could put it at the bottom. And then you could also, if you put one to put the Love You up here or thank you or whatever, then you could add some of those other embellishments on your panels. I'm going to keep it simple today because I was just thinking this looks like a little Valentine card. And you know how kids get those little boxes of Valentines and they're kind of like half-sized? That is really what kind of reminded me of it. When you fold it up, it just makes me think of that size of a Valentine that would come in the little box of Valentines that you get. So isn't it cute? Super cute. And you could stand it. I'll take my bone folder to it after I turn off the camera, and I'll give it a good press and it'll stand up better. But it is longer than 5.5. So I think you'd want to fold it to put it in your A2 size card base. But I think it turned out cute. If you like it, consider giving a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend and stay safe. A lot of places are having snowstorm. Take care. Bye-bye.